to be passing, and I thought you might like some coffee.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Thank you.
Cream? No, thank you. I take it black. Like my man.
God damn, Jimmy. This is some serious gourmet shit. Me and Vincent would have been satisfied with some freeze-dried Taster's Choice, right? And he springs this serious gourmet shit on us. What flavor is this?
I guess the internet's running slow. Good morning, everybody. What's going on? Happy Wednesday. I'm about to say Taco Tuesday. I was like, no, it ain't Taco Tuesday. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hump Day in the building. Hope everybody's having a great morning so far. It is currently 8:30, my dudes, on the east side. GG's. We're going to be talking about Spider-Man, brand new day, all day. Because I've went and seen it twice now, and guess what? I've got some pros and cons for it. I want to talk about the good, the bad, what could have been, what was, and, just all about it. So we're going to have spoilers to go. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, all that good YouTube bullshit. But most importantly, let me show the fact that we're going to have spoilers. So sit back, relax, take off your pants and jacket, stay a while, all right? Because Spider-Man, brand new day. Sony's fourth Tom Holland film? Right? We had a trilogy with John. I always want to call him Watts, Waters. I always forget the guy's name. John W. Let's do that. Right? I liked it. Rather enjoyed it. This is Daniel Destin Craig's first film of apparently going to be a trilogy. And who's in it? Tom Holland, Zendaya, John Bernthal's Punisher comes in it. Mark Ruffalo's the Hulk's in it. We got a villain, or is she not a villain? We don't know who it is. A mysterious figure with the green and yellow hood on. It's Jean Grey, played by the Stranger Things chick. And we kept so I took my nephew to go see it twice yesterday, and bringing my nephew in there, he knew all the fucking hilarious memes. We were joking on it. So it starts off pretty good, man. Let's talk about some pros on it. I don't want to clown it, because I will clown it. We'll come back. We'll start with pros, go to cons, come back to pros, and pros. The first 20 minutes are probably really fucking good. All right? One of my favorite parts about the John W's trilogy was at the end of every one, they would say, Jacob Battalion, Ned Leeds kid. It would be like Tom Holland played Peter Parker. And it'd show like little like cool sketchbook drawings of Tom Holland as Peter Parker, right? And Zendaya like as MJ, and it had like this like little like cartoon-esque scene at the end of it to keep you sitting around for the credits, for an end credit scene. They did something different in this. This being the beginning of a new trilogy, instead of wasting money on an end credit scene, they start the movie with this introduction. It's like a throwback to catch the audience up on what happens. It's a pretty cool scene. It's like, like Pete telling Ned and MJ that he's going to cast a spell and he's going to make him forget. It's instead of it's the Marvel Cinematic opening. So you're expecting to see all the shit that happens to the MCU, but it's only what happened in Pete's version of the MCU, and more specifically, No Way Home. Far From Home? Always get mixed. The third one, No Way Home. And so you see like the spell, and you see the spell cast out towards the audience, and then it says, and you see like the signs come and say, you're gonna forget who I am, and then like Pete, Tom Holland, and MJ Zendaya do some pretty good acting in this film. I'm not gonna lie. There's some parts in this, and like when they lean heavy onto their emotional. They're good on screen together, bro. Like when she's like talking to him the whole time, even at the end of No Way Home, when she's like, "No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to forget." I rather enjoyed these moments. There's one moment in this that's pretty good, but we'll get there. So it starts off with Pete is like talking, is doing the voiceover for the letter that he was going to send to MJ. Let me bring a screen so I got to see all this stuff. He's talking to the audience, catching us up. Again, we're having all these scenes of what he's been up to, and he's reading the letter to MJ about what happened that he's going to give to her eventually and tell her. But he's like, I can't do that right now because right now I'm focused on being Spider-Man and I got to clean up the city. And then all of a sudden he goes this really cool fucking montage of him like cleaning up the city, right? You know all this cool shit. Here's my first trope of what the con, the simple one, but I didn't like. They play this fucking song that is horrible. And everybody's like, oh, it's a good song. It reached number 24 on the Billboard charts. That's how fucking shitty the song is. If it was a good song, it would reach number 1. It's a perfect spot for the Nerd Roddick post the other day. He's like, anybody remember the Ramones? Spider-Man does. And I know Andy from Home of Dual Shock like, Rock, I don't want to hear that bullshit, but what it would do is continue the same music that Peter Parker has been listening to for the first 3 movies, trilogy, and it would continue the character and have a continuous continuity feel that would be like, okay, they insert this new music that just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And again, if you're a fan of the music, fine. I don't want to shit on it. I'm just saying it doesn't work with the character and the vibe of the film. It could have been something, there's some editing things and some creative decisions I would have definitely changed. That would have been one of them. When Gary posted the Spider-Man thing with Ramones, I'm like, that's what I know. It's cliche, but people know it. It's kind of like the one, in the Tobey Maguire, you got the Spider-Man, the little Vietnamese bitch singing it. It's like, I get it, and people understand it. This new song, no matter how much you clown for it or not, it only hit the top 24. So let's get past that. That they do this little montage of him cleaning up all these villains like Bullseye and like I forget the guy's name. Got like some call him Hammerhead. He's like jumping in, doing all these. They reproduce all these comic book covers. Really solid fucking scene, bro. Really solid introduction scene. Pause. Time. Hold that thought right there. I think my internet just went out. Did my internet just go out? Time out. Hold up. 1 second. It would be nothing new for this channel if my internet went out. So, okay, we're not spinning circles anymore. All right. So we do all these comic book cover scenes, right? Pretty fucking awesome. I like every single one they do. If you have an issue with like the sepia tone is what I call it. It's like a filter that they use to make everything look gray and dark. You're going to have a problem with this introduction scene because if they would just brighten it up and just change the filter, it looks so much cooler. They have awesome special effects, great like reenactment. A lot of it looks like the damn the video game. There's like straight calls in a video game that looks awesome as fuck. 2002 score was made to match. Exactly, JW Jembe. I see you in the chat, bro. Spider-Sim, Spider-Man, PG, Punisher, Flat Chesters. I see you, bro. GG's my boy over here in the chat. I had to stop for 1 second. I was like, wait a minute. My thing's fucking up again. So, yeah. 2002 score was better. So if we add that right off the rip, know that the music sucks. But that's a little quirk I have. If you don't know, it's confirmed by now that Kevin Feige screwed this fucking movie over. It was supposed to be just like the video game, it was supposed to have Mr. Negative in it. On a second watch, I'm more than 100% sure it was Mr. Negative because when he goes into the film, into the place with, we're going to have spoiler alerts here. If you don't want spoiler alerts, you're in the wrong spot. When he goes into the bathhouse with Yelena, that whole conversation they have, she's talking about being possessed and demons. And they never once mention MJ. And everything they say is, if you know the game, it's a straight runoff of Martin Lee. And I'm like, dude, these motherfuckers swerve so hard on it. So my boy Sergeant Garatina posted something the other day, and I reposted it. Let me get to it because I don't know what the hell it is. You could definitely see it. Let me share my screen. He put, yo, the reason for Brand New Day having so many flaws is because Mr. Negative is supposed to be the villain for the movie. So why Jean Grey or Martin Lee? Simple. Kevin Feige and Marvel got in the way and wouldn't let the creatives have their way. Captain Garantina wrote this. So I reposted this. I'm like, this is 100% true. Because when you realize when he goes to the bathtub, so they had this crazy. So we'll get there, all right? But I want we'll get there. I'll move right now. So they had this cool intro scene. The intro scene is fucking awesome. And right at the end of the intro scene, he's on the phone with this captain. the police captain. Why is he on the phone with the police captain? The kid's like, who is that? Who is that? Is it Spider-Man? So Spider-Man's been doing Spider-Man so much, he's even talking to the police. The only friends he has is police captain, doesn't even know who the fuck he is. And all of a sudden he gets a call, he gets an alert on the phone while he's talking to her, and it's robbery in progress. They got a tank that's about to, that's been robbed, riding through. So that's when we get the whole cool tank scene that we saw in the trailer. Him, trying to chase after, then he's like, I gotta go, I gotta let you go. He gets on the fuck and starts rolling. And then Punisher gets, that's when we get Punisher introduced. He's chasing them through the city, right? There's some cool Punisher scenes. The only Punisher scene I didn't really rather enjoy was the stupid end credit scenes, which, again, the first half is good, but you can see where they retconned a lot of it. When we get to the ending, by the time you get to the ending, some of the story things they've written were just rather weird, So he gets his report of somebody has hijacked a tank. They're en route to damage control, right? The headquarters. We get the cool swinging scene just like in the game. We get there, and that's where we get the reveal of somebody's possessing these people. That's a word we need to use, possessing. And when he opens the tank and rolls it, he's like, "Hey, Spider-Man!" He's going, "Boom!" And it like all of a sudden it comes out and it goes to somebody else. Some possession leaves somebody's body and goes to another entity, and then the possession goes to somebody else's and leaves the entity, right? And so we're like, they never mention being brain. Even when he goes to yelling it, asks later, she's like, you think it's like brain, some kind of mind control? No, it's not mind control. That's small potato. That's big potato stuff. You were small potato. So they even let you know it's not mind control. It's like they needed to go back and retcon that whole fucking sentence and rip it out of there, because now you're just thinking like, wait, it was mind control. It wasn't. She's like, possession, some kind of like a demon. No, it's more. It's probably like that, not mind control. If it was possession of a demon, that'd be Martin Lee. If it's not mind control, that would be Jean Grey. So that whole first introduction with Yelena in it discards the whole thing. The second time we see Elena, she's by herself without Peter Parker, and she's like sitting on the sideway. I don't even think it's the same room, the same bathhouse, which you can tell it's a rewrite. Then she's on the phone talking about, oh, it's mind control. Her name is Jean Grey. She's the one that tells her who it is and shit like that. I'm like, you can see the rewrites halfway through the movie, right? I'm going to be all over the place. If you've seen it, you understand why. You got to go next, where the good shit is, which goes into the data center. You see this the security camera. She's walking up. There's two guards standing there, like fucking aiming at her. She makes the one guard aim at the other one, shoot him in the heart. When he falls over, he's bleeding out from dying in the heart. He looks at the other one and shoots him in the head. So that's two confirmed right there. We saw the bodies drop, right? Next time is when she actually gets into that's the data center. When she actually gets into damage control and goes for the vault. The vault, which, again, it's a complete different rewrite, which was, in my opinion, was supposed to be the Dragon's Breath from Martin Lee and the whole PS4's storyline. I guarantee VMAX was supposed to be Dragon's Breath, but they didn't want to call it Dragon's Breath because that would reveal it to the audience, all of us that played the video game, and we'd be like, oh, I know what that is. It's fucking gas. Because when they go back and ask, she's like, what is it? Is it some kind of like a bomb? Is it some kind of like then they even mentioned some kind of like weapon? It's a chemical weapon. Why else would VentMax? There's nothing behind there. When you get into there, there's nothing in there. The only thing that's in the vault, you're never going to believe if I tell you this. You know what's in the vault? They were in the vault trying to hide from Jean when she came in. So when they finally when she actually accesses the thing and gets inside the vault, and she's using the Punisher as her bodyguard, she has the Punisher kill possibly 4 people. Me and my nephew were I was like, was that 4 or 2? But you see 2 bodies. So that's confirmed, 2 more. That's 4, kill count of 4. Possibly 2 more. When you walk in there, the black dude, I forget his name, Mackenzie or Governor, whatever, he doesn't get killed. She's there to take him because he's got the information. The 4 people with him, bam, 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 bam. He headshots all 4 of them. And I'm like, I counted 4 bullets, but I only seen 2 bodies. So there's 4 fucking bodies right there that we actually seen, possibly 6 and 7 with the car riding homie. All right? So Jean Grey's a murderer. That's all there is to it. It's confirmed. So if you want to say she murdered nobody, go back and watch this second time. I have, and it's confirmed. 4 body. She got a body count right now, and she ain't even fucking apparently 18 yet. But she's played by a 24-year-old girl who her older sister's played by a 16-year-old. Even looks younger than her. It's fucking weird when they do this like flashback scene. Like, this is your older sister? Why does she look way younger than you? You know what I mean? That was a bad casting decision. Besides that one, really good casting decisions. The tombstone part, where like it starts off with like tombstone holding, goes, if I drop you from this this height, you think you live to find out? And he's like, I don't know, Lonnie. That dude's a really good casting. The way he like looks, that he did like he did his teeth and gave him like pointed teeth and shit. Like I really enjoyed him. The Michael Mando guy that plays Scorpion, he fights him twice. He's one of the intro scenes. They're fighting in the winter, and Scorpion fucks him up because he's got like a fever, and he's like, oh, I'm sick right now. Leave me alone. And then when he comes back, when Jean Grey possesses Scorpion later, they have another fight. That dude's pretty cool. The Michael Mando Scorpion guy, I rather enjoy him a lot. And so it's good. If they would have removed Jean Grey, I think, and would have went with the Mr. Negative story, I think it would have been so much that it's shoehorned in, and it just feels awkward when you know the story that we could have had. And that's one of the problems I have, is I know the story we could have had and what we got. And I mean, once I went back a second time and I was like, all right, I know that she's going to be in it, and she is the villain. She's not the misunderstood antagonist. She's a fucking villain. But now just brings in all these crazy... For the X-Men, Kevin Feige should have wrote somebody different. We didn't want her to be a bad person. She should have been captured by... You should have made Damage Control the legit villains of it. And I know they were like, had cruel intentions and they were nefarious, but I never really felt like they were bad. I felt like they were trying to suppress the bad villain of the whole time. That's how I felt. I don't feel like so if this is the start of, let's say, the Sentinel program and the mutant what's it called, Mutant Liberation Front, I'm like, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Because look what she did. She confirmed 4, possibly 7, and like my nephew said, do you think more people could have died, Uncle Rock, when you see all the cars drive? When she mind controls people, they literally freeze. The car can keep going. What if I'm coming to an intersection, right? And DK Bones is walking like this, and I'm frozen. He's freezing, mind controlled, and I'm like, oh, let's freeze. My car's still driving until I hit the fucking wall that he's fucking in between. There's got to be another casualty or two out there somewhere, right? She's a villain, and so it makes it like. Thought they were still alive. He shot them in the leg. I thought, no, the two on the security camera, you can see him goes, and he's holding his fucking chest. And then as he does it, he goes and shoots him in the head. The dude just falls over. And he goes, and drops and dies. So unless he comes back like Spider-Man and gets shot from a 50 cal bullet, he dead. And then the ones in the vault, that's Punisher. What do you think Punisher's gonna do? He's either gonna heart shot, most likely. He would heart shot if he was shooting far as fuck away with a 50 cal. If he's walking with a pistol. He's guaranteeing getting a kill confirmed. Headshotting. That's just his nature. I would assume his fucking conscience would take over whether Jean wanted to do it or not. You know what I mean? She'd use him as a puppet. And it's like, it's up for debate because we never see their fucking tombstones. But like, it's like, it just derails the whole X-Men storyline. Now Peter is responsible for making this mutant suppressor that can suppress mutant genes, giving it the whole idea to Damage Control. I guess Damage Control now is they're the ones that made Cerebro. Why would that would make no sense, because now the enemy, who they are, the government, the bad guys, would have the technology for Cerebro. All you're doing is ask me to bring in any old telepath to do the exact same thing. It doesn't make it like specific to Professor X anymore and the X Mansion. It kind of brings in a whole bunch of storylines that they won't dissolve. And it's gonna irritate me more than it's gonna. So we do get the Pete and MJ reunion. The acting between Pete, Tom, and MJ Zendaya when they reunite, we clown on M Zendaya a lot, right? But she does a good job when she gives him the first time she's being possessed. Even then, when she's being possessed, she's like, you know what? Like, oh my God, Peter, is that why you saved me? I keep running into you, and like, but it only makes sense. She does this like it's really her, and and even Tom Holland is like, he's like so happy and like he's hugging her and stuff. She's like, go ahead, hug her, Peter. The little turn she does where it's kind of like demonic, weird possession. that's probably the worst acting that she does. But up until then, when she does like the actual heartfelt shit, I'm like, she's actually decent, you know? And like the coolest part is like when she's being possessed and you see her and she falls off, she goes, and all of a sudden she goes, huh? And she kind of wakes up. It's rather cool. I wonder to know if like they actually swung doing it while she did that, or if she was like laying and they were like zooming the camera in on her. If she was actually falling when they did it, and they had really cool. So we clown Zendaya and Tom a lot. They've actually grown into their craft, and I give them kudos for this, because the first scene, it's just Jean Grey possessing her and acting like it's her. But the second time, when we walk into the ship and the Punisher's hideout, she finds the note and she lets him know that I'm not this fucking chick. You know what I mean? I don't know who you are. It's sad that you're going through this, but I have no connection to you. I don't remember any of this stuff. The spell worked. And I'm like, and the whole crowd's like the crowd was silent as fuck. The second time walking out, like these little girls next to me going, oh, that's so sad. I'm like, Zendaya actually pulled off that little acting feat. It's pretty good. So Zendaya's hot, bro. 10 out of 10. Baddie. Yo, mama a 10 too. Where were the boobs? Where were they? Nah, she's a cutie pie, man. You know what else it is? They do good together. They're man, I am lagging like shit. It's not even raining out here. I hope it ain't. Are y'all lagging or is it just me on my side? They do good together, man. And you know what? That's what you want. You want somebody that, in life, a dime should be somebody that, makes you shine. That's emotionally, physically, just all around. You know what I mean? You want somebody that's always, and they always seem to do good together, chemistry-wise. On screen, off screen, they do. And we clown them a lot, but they got a lot going for them. They're young, they're rich, they're successful, and they seem to be in actual love. And thank God he found him a woman that doesn't, seem to have a body count and a whole bunch of women, dudes behind him, where she's always going to be thinking about them. Same with him. It's like their first love. It's gonna, you know what? I'm rooting for him. They got 2 more films to do together. They can at least last a little bit long, another 5 years possibly, not have to fucking fall out to the old Hollywood trope, which is a horrible, horrible lifestyle. We all know that. They're trying to do some kind of thing by being married, working together, not letting my wife go over there and make out with Matt Damon on set because that's the Hollywood thing to do, So it's good to them. Give you Kirsten Dunst 2002. You got the timestamp and everything. 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 10 seconds, huh? My man. Yeah, so at the end of this, let's go right to the ending, because I want to talk about the ending and what I didn't like about it. Great fight scenes, great animation, great CGI, great acting, great casting. So we get to the ending, where Jean is trying to... the VMAX thing, I don't even want to talk about that. I'm going to assume VMAX was Dragon's Breath. And to write our way out of it, we're like, what if some stupid idiot was like, the one that always writes the jokes. Nowadays, we can't just let a scene breathe and have an emotional scene. You got to have some retard come out of nowhere and be like, what about this quippy joke? I guarantee somewhere in there, they're like, how are we going to write our way out of this VMAX, which we were going to call the Dragon's Breath drug, How are we going to write our way out of that? I know. What if we call VMAX like the Vent Max? Like event. And we just put Max after it, and like the sticker's running off because of air, and she can use that to leap through, because we're going to call it leaping, not possession, right? I'm like, did you even listen to the story? Apparently, she can only leap 33 feet. So they put her more than 40 feet away, 7 feet less, right? But hear me out. What she's going to do now is leap upward 40 feet through this way, and then downward. And that should subtract 7 feet? Hold on. Straight ahead, 40 feet. So I can't make that because I can only do 33. That's 7 feet too long. So what I'm going to do is go up about 5 feet, over 40, and then down 5 more. That should knock off 7 feet. More proof that VMAX was probably the code name for Dragon's Breath, right? Even the scene, like the if you've watched the game and played it, like where she's sitting and they got her like locked in, they have this like little thing that raises up. That's what they do to the doctor. That is that made it, that made the VMAX. He's locked in there because they want to kill his ass for making it. He's the only person that knows the formula. As long as, if he tells them how they made it and they can duplicate it and they can, add on to it, good. If not, they're going to kill him and nobody else can ever duplicate it. They're the only people that got it. And it's like, it makes sense because, that's why they got him in here. They got him isolated. And Pete's trying to save the doctor that was making a chemical weapon because he's not going to unleash it on people. It was like just something that, Pete's a scientist. You're allowed to make chemical weapons. You're not allowed to use them on people. You're allowed to freedom of speech, say stuff. You're not allowed to do harm, inflict harm on others. So it's more proof that this was definitely Martin Lee, Dragon Breath. And when you go back and watch it, somebody like me, I love the X-Men, bro. You see all the X-Men shit I got back here? X-Men. Oh, that's Fantastic Four. X-Men. I'm an X-Men stan. And now I'm just like, Jean Grey, if I'm Cyclops, I don't want some misunderstood fucking meanie. I want a baddie that's like, oh, I'm shy, and I don't want to talk to anybody because my powers are crazy. I don't want Sophie Turner's like, yeah, I'm a badass. They all fucking stay away from me, bro. All right? I can't control my powers. I'm like, when you watch X-Men 97, which I think that's what they're going for, it's a complete different tone shift. Their character just doesn't match. And not only to the comic, but again, to the current character that I just got done watching, X-Men 97 Season 2, which we're on the second to last episode. And next Wednesday, we'll get the final episode of Season 2. Good. We got a lot of spoilers to go through there. If you haven't watched X-Men Season 2, catch up on it. This is the second to last episode. Next week, we get the fucking season finale. And good. Romance story. There's romance in it. There's, great fight fucking scenes. It's... Man. Let me see. So you saying you don't like Zendaya as MJ because you didn't use Freudenshire? You didn't use either? So she had tits and she showed him also booty. So you saying you don't like Zendaya as MJ because she didn't use either? No, not at all. I'd rather like her as MJ. I don't care if she's fucking all the shit on Twitter. Wow, it's black. I don't give a fuck. Again, as long as you can portray the character. Here's what I would have wanted more out of the MJ character. Now that she's come out, the first trilogy, it was MJ, right? And he was in high school. That was their love story. Now he's told her this at the end of that to protect her. And it comes full circle now that she's like, I don't know you, bro. Like, I'm sorry that you love me, but I literally just met you in my mind. This opens up a whole new thing for the love triangle, which I'll try and explain to my nephew. I was like, well, in the comics, she's always had this love triangle with, hey, Tiger, you know what? I'm only here because she's known him forever. Remember the Tobey Maguire movies? He was broke. He was a loser. But when she found out he was Spider-Man, now all of a sudden she likes him. Not because he's Spider-Man, right? That's exactly why she liked him. MJ. She's about to marry a fucking astronaut. That's fucking the number one newscaster's fucking son. She's here for status, right? She doesn't want to work at the Moonshine Diner anymore. MJ's all about status. So she's like, wait, I might be a little bit bummed, but fuck this motherfucking goddamn Spider-Man, right? So what happens is he's getting mistreated. Pete's always getting kicked when he's down. When he thinks he's up, he's living a shit life. So eventually, when they're on a break, he meets Gwen Stacy, which I thought that one blonde-haired girl in his apartment was going to be Gwen Stacy. If she was, it should have been like at the end of it, after she told him, like, there's nothing here between us, but we can be friends. She should have been like, he should have went back to the apartment instead of putting her clothes on, which I guarantee was a Kevin Feige fucking thing. How about we put him in underwear and some stupid tight pants that say booty? You want to know I know it's a rewrite? That's definitely a Kevin Feige insert. You want to know I know it's part of the reshoots? Because every other part of this movie, Tom Holland, Spider-Man, is about this much taller than Zendaya and even that blonde-haired chick. They must have him on lifts. And when they do this repart, when he's coming out in the fat, booty, juicy shorts, when he's wearing her clothes, he's this much fucking shorter than her. Every reshoot that I swear is a reshoot, go back and watch it. Tom Holland is short. And if there's not a reshoot, he's this much taller than Zendaya. We all know Zendaya tall as shit and Tom Holland's short, right? When he takes that out, he'll still be this much taller. So he's like standing on a fucking, some kind of platform or something. If it's a reshoot, he's looking up to MJ. And you can go back and it'll be jarring the second watch through to be like, holy shit, that's what Rock's talking about. You can see the height difference. Yeah. The best part's when they pull back, like when he's like, there's some shots when they pull back and he's like taller, you can see Spider-Man's feet are about this big. He got lifts on about this fucking big. What's that, about 4 inches? There's some costume decisions that when you watch it the second time are fucked up. The mask he puts on, so when he pulls his mask on, they decided to put some like black Jason hockey mask on underneath his face. He has no fucking nose. Nose goes, looks worse than Voldemort, you know, fucking, I'm like, where does fucking nose go? If you get him from a side profile, his nose is literally not fucking there. I'm like, what the hell is this? Because they gave him one that had like some kind of like structure underneath his face to make him look more manly, I guess, because Tom Holland's face looks weird with the mask on. I'm like, okay, but you put like little like pieces in it, like you see I got to indent my nose with this side. See how my nose is indent right there? You put a little piece of styrofoam in there and make it look perfect. There's a little piece right here. When I put on the mask, and then you use a little bit of CGI to barely AI to enhance it. When you go back and notice some of these, everything, the best costume ever, besides the mask, right? Because the mask looks stupid as fuck. The mask looks stupid as fuck. And the actual costume he puts on looks good. But when we get to the ending, and he got shot by a 50 caliber bullet by Punisher, who, spoiler alert, is using wall hacks. This motherfucker got a goddamn electronic rangefinder on him. I thought he was supposed to be like one of the best fucking shooters in the world. He got a fucking electronic rangefinder, this goddamn big, he's dialing in. I'm like, whoa. This nigga buying wall hacks? He's a goddamn cheater. I thought he was supposed to be, he ain't OP. He's the motherfucking, just another worthless dude on Call of Duty. What are we talking about here? This dude sucks. So, and my nephew, again, nothing better than a ninth grade nephew to give you some insight. He goes, Uncle Rock, wouldn't the bullet just stop like all the cars and everything else in there? No, it wouldn't, because this is Marvel writing. It can stop everything except for, bullet. It can stop fucking 2-ton cars. Water. Fuck, how much pressure that fucking water got? Can't stop a fucking bullet though. You know what I mean? So there's some pros, there's some cons. I think if you watch them, if you got a Twitter account, go on X. I guarantee if you search it, it won't take you 10 minutes to be like, holy shit, they got the whole movie here. It's probably called A New Day instead of A Brand New Day. Right? Or Spider-Man, Brand New Girlfriend. Because at the end of it, this is how we resolve Jean Grey. We talk Jean Grey down. Eventually, Peter Parker lets Jean into his mind, right? And when he lets her into his mind, she sees that Peter Parker has an aunt that passed away, and she's really nice. And we get the stupid, you have her with all this that's going on with you. You're getting older and things are tough, and you have a responsibility, and and you're gonna find out growing up, when you get older, that has great power. I'm like, that's the weakest version I've ever fucking heard in my life. And why is Aunt May telling this to her? Why didn't she we didn't even get a vision of Jean Grey's mom, which we know she had, and trying to have some kind of resolution of her crying about why'd mom get rid of me? All she did was ask her sister, why did she get rid of us? You know why she got rid of you. She was fucking scared of you all. Because in the middle of the night, if you had a fucking nightmare, you'd almost fucking destroy the whole fucking house. You know why she got rid of you. That should have been an easy opening for the X-Men. For hatred is misunderstood. I don't want to go to bed one night and wake up, this bitch is fucking incinerating on fire and letting the whole fucking building on fire. She'll live, apparently. No matter what she does, she's protected. She's the entity. I'll be dead. She'll be spinning the whole house around, just like the fucking thing she pulls off, goes zzz, and it dissolves and disintegrates. She's fucking terrified. I don't know what you're going to do. I want you as far away from me as possible. So it makes sense to me. That would set up a whole thing of are mutants hated? No, they're fucking misunderstood. People, if you want to talk about a phobia, a fear of, that's a fear of. I don't know what this bitch is capable of. She's a teenager, her mind's changed, and now her body is ultimately dangerous. I want to get her away from me. I'm in fear. That's a phobia. And you should have played on that rank, showed her mom. You know what I mean? To get some resolution. But instead we get Aunt May giving the worst. If anybody even realizes that was with great power comes great responsibility speech, I guarantee you didn't. You'd be like, that was it, Rock? I guarantee you didn't. Because she says it, responsibility first. After she says some lackluster lines, and I'm like, all drawn out. Then she says, is your greatest power. I'm like, after 2 more lackluster lines, right? Miles Morales confirmed. So, we all want to know, shout out to my boy Kata. Every time a shows up in fucking a Spider-Man movie, y'all gonna think it's fucking my boy Miles Morales? No, Kata. Not the guy that Kata posted. There's some guy that walks up, Gene possesses some dude, right? He's like, hey, Spider-Man, you still can't fess to me, right? And everybody was joking that was like Miles Morales. They should have joked that maybe that was Uncle Aaron. But we know that's not Uncle Aaron because we've already gotten Uncle Aaron in this universe in Homecoming, who is played by fucking, what's his name? Donald Glover, is that right? I always get him confused, DK. DK will tell me in the chat. I think it's Donald Glover. Is that his name? The fucking hip hop kid. That's Uncle Aaron. Remember, he fucking even captures him. So we get a, and he's at the time, we don't know he's a Prowler yet. He's just doing like low level shit, right? And then he tried to go get some fucking, equipment from the dudes that were like, the Shocker and the Vulture. They were selling all that stuff because they were just making the technology. So remember, he was a low-level dude trying to get his hands on some of his technology. When in the introduction, the first 20 minutes, what I say is awesome, it's very, very, I don't know anybody caught this. I haven't heard anybody say this. But when he's on the phone talking to the captain chick, she's like, so what you been up to? You know, he's like, no, I've been on the Prowler. I've been on the prowl for the Prowler lately. I was like, wait, what? He's like, I've been tailing him. I've been keeping my distance. She's like, make sure you do. He's very dangerous. And the way he says it without closed captions, people would never say, did he say he was on the prowl for the Prowler lately? He's been doing surveillance and he's keeping his eye on him, And I was like, why would he mention the Prowler, who wasn't the Prowler then? He was just fucking Uncle Aaron, And I was like, okay, we get an actual Miles cameo. That fucking kid he saves, I guarantee you, is Miles. He swings through and saves some kid not even 2 minutes after that whole scene. Like, because it's still the beginning scene, right, of the introduction of him saving these people and stopping all the criminals. After he talks about the Prowler to that the cop, you see him swinging through. He saves some one kid, drops him off. He goes, oh my god. He goes, see you later, kid, and drops and goes right back to swinging. So it's like, why would he say see you later if he wasn't coming back? Right. So confirm, which gives me more. Again, nothing like the eyes of a child. We watched the end credit scene. I asked my nephew, who do you think it was? He goes, obviously it's Miles Morales, because that's the next movie that they're coming out with, and he's going to be coming from beyond the Spider-Verse, right? I was like, sounds a good theory to me. But I said, but let me jog your memory real quick. If this spider tracker is only going off of sightings, how do you get a sighting in another planet? 1. 2, I don't think it's going off of sightings. I think the sightings it's going off of are probably something that Pete installed on him. Pete's probably got something in his suit to let and is triggering a sighting every so often. So Ned will keep up with him because he knows that Ned is following him on Spider Tracker, right? So it's a way of Pete staying connected to Ned vicariously without letting Ned know that Ned's always following him, but really he's following the peanut trail of peanuts that Pete's leaving because he can't tell him who he is. Makes more sense, right? So I was like, what if it's Tom Holland? Everyone's like, oh, because what I told him was, I was like, online, everybody trying to say, no, it's Tobey Maguire coming in from fucking Secret Wars. I was like, Tobey Maguire is in Secret Wars? I was like, first off, that wouldn't even make sense. Because we all know, he ain't gonna be in Secret Wars. And this is supposed to be for us. This is supposed to be an end credit scene for Spider-Man and for the next movie. So again, it's either gonna be for Tom Holland in Secret Wars, because it would be his suit giving off the radar, the radar detection, right? It would be his suit giving it off. It'd be cool for Miles, but we got a whole Miles story. We got the Prowler talk, and we actually got a visual confirmation of Miles. And at the end of it, he does not say he's going to pass a mantle, so the internet can stop that shit right now. He says, I decided I'm not going to do this by myself anymore. He talks to Aunt May's grave. Nothing about passing a mantle. He says, I decided I'm not going to do this by myself anymore. Everybody's like, what's that mean then, Rock? If that's not passing a mantle. Then he goes and says, what's up to Ned, his boy in the chair. And he goes back and gets a handshake. He specifically goes to the place where he knows Ned's going to be. And he goes and does a handshake with him because I'm going to go tell Ned I'm Spider-Man. I'm going to tell him who I am. If he doesn't figure it out, I'm going to tell him. And then that's why he does the ominous handshake, be like, to trying to do muscle memory to jog his memory. It's not about fucking, I'm going to pass the mantle to Miles Morales. No, it's, I'm not going to do this alone anymore. I'm not going to be sitting in a fucking watching MJ thinking she loves me and wishing Ned was still my best friend. No, I'm going to know that MJ has a boyfriend. She's not my girlfriend. And that Ned is spider tracking me because I'm telling him where the fuck I am. And if anything goes wrong, he can come get me. He's my guy in the chair. You know what I mean? That's how I took it at the second watch through. So I was like, this film on a second watch is good. It's good. I just don't like the ending scene when he gets shot with the bullet. The whole Jean Grey shit. The whole Jean Grey shit. Right? AE Reddits. I think the movie was good, right? AEP Reddits. My bad, man. Yeah, GGGs. I think it was good on the second watch. On the first watch, I was upset because of Jean Grey. And I wanted the Mr. Negative. I know what could have been. And because you know why I wanted Mr. Negative? Because we locked up Mr. Negative at the end of this, right? And we found out that, Scorpion only got out because he was mind controlled. He was let out. They two got put back in the prison. Better yet, the raft. We got 2 people, Mr. Negative, Scorpion, Vulture. Because we're going to take all these fucking high value people that are in this prison and put them in the raft now so nobody can just slam a truck into the side of it and get them out. We got fucking Morbius. We can get rid of Morbius. But I thought he died. I said Jake Gyllenhaal died. But why wouldn't we have a tech dude, like another guy in the chair, like Ned? If we introduce my guy in the chair, guess what? The Sinister Six would have a guy in the chair, like maybe like a Smythe, who's using digital assets and technology to recreate Mysterio just to fuck with his head, mentally. We'd be 4 characters, 4 awesome characters. Michael Keaton. We could bring Jake Gyllenhaal back, but really it'd just be fucking Smythe playing, pretending to be Mysterio. We'd have Scorpion. We'd have Mr. Negative. We could bring back Vincent D'Onofrio's Kingpin to hire all these fuckers. In part 5, when we bring back the Vulture, so them swerving on this, we're not gonna get Sinister Six now, right? We're so fucking close to getting it. This being and then the 6th movie being Spider-Man, the Sinister Six. Next movie could have been the Vulture and the Kingpin, reintroducing them into this fucking thing with somebody else. You know what I mean? Am I wrong? Maybe even bringing back some, reintroducing another person on top of that. And reintroducing the raft, all these characters are locked up. We could have had great. Boobs always make everything great. Well, here's the problem with that, DK. She ain't got none. Well, she ain't got none. She got a little bit of ass, and she looks like she's 12 regardless. So I'm like, my man A Credit said, how? JW Jimmy said it's trash. My man said, how? It wasn't trash. There were just some problems there's pros and cons. We didn't need Yelena in it. We didn't need the Yelena tied, the MCU tied to it. We didn't need that. And if we would have got just the first part where he went to her asking for like information, where they're like, I think it was funny for the audience where to put him in the underwear to get the Spider-Man. That's a costume from the game. We got this costume from the Spider-Man game, right? I think that was funny. Whatever. But all it does is on the second rewatch show you that this is supposed to be Martin Lee, Mr. Negative. They talk about the demons and possession. Do you think it's mind control? Mind control? No, that's big potatoes, not small potatoes. So either she's stupid and she knows what the fuck she's talking about, or the rewrites forgot to rewrite that line out of it. There's a lot of faults for people like me that want to see a continuous storyline and don't want to have all these broken, tied up, are the Eternals ever coming back? Thanos got a brother out there with a fucking drunkard for a fucking steward. No Way Home, we got a fucking symbiote. We should have had that symbiote involved in this to where if he shows up in Secret Wars in his black costume, he could have had the symbiote attached at the end credit scene in here. Let's say, if we would have done the Mr. Negative and all that shit, right? If we'd done all that Mr. Negative shit, Pete could have, at the end of the credit scene of this, we could not only we could have 2 end credit scenes. One, Pete being like, somehow getting the fucking symbiote attached to him, not going through it, but just getting, jumping on him, and then getting the spider tracker to make sense. Be like, oh, that's probably how he got there. One, oh wait, if he gets teleported there, will he be in a black suit? Yeah. And we can have him like crazy, like weird, and have that whole little arc of him just in Secret Wars. Have him dissolve that, because we've already seen it, right? But when he showed up in Secret Wars, he'd be in black suit, had that whole little arc not only come out OP, but dissolve it, get rid of it. So when he comes back in episode 4, we could talk about it, but it doesn't have to be a storyline if we don't want it to be. You know what I mean? I would use it to be like Gwen Stacy, the new love interest that was supposed to be, in my opinion, the little blonde-haired chick that Kevin Feige decided to put, hey, let's put Pete in the rewrite in her clothes and give her a black boyfriend, so it's definitely going to be Gwen Stacy now, right? No, that's not going to introduce a love triangle between Pete, MJ, and Gwen, and that dude is like, looks like he's 30. How the hell is he like, the ages in this universe are all over. Again, Jean's older sister is younger than her. There's some pros to it. There's some cons. My disappointment kind of dissipated after rewatch. I wouldn't say it disappeared. And I didn't rate it specifically, JW, because I was being biased against it, because I even knew I was being biased against it, because me and Captain Garantina were just going in biased, because we know what it could have been. Again, if you got everything I wanted, the Mr. Negative, the Gwen Stacy, because you know what? We start the Gwen Stacy love romance triangle because the MJ shit came to an end. We didn't get that fucking whole. We didn't. The ending was stupid. How he walks out the front door and nobody knows. He goes, yeah. You tell me not one person in that fucking hospital knew that saw him with his mask off or took a photo in this digital age? Get the fuck out of here, man. You can see the bad writing it takes over people like me, and I don't want to be like, let's let it go and be all right with it, because that means it's going to be even worse the next two. So, it's got some good parts to it. I want to sit down because I like Spider-Man. I don't want to be mean. And I want to literally give it the fucking credit it deserves on my rewatch. I mean, on my rating. But because I'm only thinking about this and what could have been for my boy Captain Garantina, that's my issue. That's my fucking issue. So my nephew had a good time with it. We had a great fucking time. You know what else? You know what? He was making a whole bunch of jokes when the boy Jacob Battalion came on there. He'd be like, "Oh, it's a CEO. The CEO of Sex is here, everybody." I was like, "Yeah, how do you know about that shit? That's hilarious. You haven't seen that? Apparently, the dude Jacob Battalion's like the CEO of Sex. Let's go watch this. Where's that at? Let's add to stage. Hold on. I got a couple bookmarks. Where are they bookmarked at? Let's go watch some funny shit without. So, let's turn it on. Look. Jean Grey. Sadie Sink acting in the brand new day.
Listen to me. Your husband is the butcher. Cooper is the butcher. Rachel, listen to me. Your husband is the butcher. Cooper is the butcher.
That's fucking Sadie Sink acting in Brand New Day. Look, this guy. Okay, I've held back long enough, but I'm tired of this. The people bending over backwards and claim Jean didn't kill anyone in Spider-Man Brand New Day are being ridiculous. Looking in your direction, Angel. She deliberately used people as weapons. She forced an elderly woman to drive a tank through the streets and fire at people. She made people jump into traffic and off buildings with the intent to kill. People saying you aren't a killer, Jean, does not magically erase what happened. Apparently, if we don't see a body hit the pavement, nobody died. By that logic, wars have no casualty unless we see the bodies. Fun fact, we saw 4 bodies. On the second one, I did a body count. 4 confirmed, all right? You can like the movie, you can like Jean, but stop rewriting the film to excuse what she did. With great power comes great responsibility. Not in this film, unless you're Jean Grey, apparently. So, Sadie Sink acting. There's some great memes out there. I wouldn't blame you, bro. I have no one. You have me. Spider-Man, brand new girlfriend. But that ain't even the best one. The best one is the CEO of Sex has arrived.
Stars of the movie would eventually be married.
Well, listen to what he says.
Do you ever imagine those stars of the movie would eventually be married?
Oh, I don't know about that. I mean, I kind of made it happen for them. So.
What? So apparently Jake Battalion made hooked them two up. You know what that means? Did you guys know? This is my boy Ned right here.
Of course. Thanks.
Beyond the sea, somewhere.
What was that?
Well, we actually got to talking on the plane, and it turns out we have a lot in common. So, we're boyfriend and girlfriend now.
Watches the ships.
This is how my boy Ned earned the title CEO Sex. It's the CEO, everybody. The CEO Sex is here, if y'all didn't know.
The CEO of sex. Come on.
It's actually so embarrassing. I really don't even know what it's about. Honestly, I honestly don't know.
No?
No, I actually really don't know what it's about. It's flattering. It's flattering.
It's flattering. Okay, look. Do you even remember that guy, Spider-Man, right now?
What are we here for?
Exactly.
Well, I had no idea what we're doing here. I thought we all just kind of dressed up for no reason.
That's the CEO Sex, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all didn't know. So again, I got some good casting, some good acting, some fun parts in this movie, but there's just some parts that I was like, again, what could have been is what I wish we got. We didn't. That's fine. So I got to really think hard about what I'm going to give this fucking movie, because I don't know, I don't want to give it a bad fucking movie, but I mean a bad fucking. Oh man, I don't know what to give it. I just don't know what to give it. Hold on 1 second. What? Right. Yeah, man. So I would say check it out. If you got Twitter, you could probably check it out for free. You didn't hear that from me, but check it out. Give it your own opinion. I'm going to really sit down and think to make sure I know. I give it a solid score to where I'm not being hateful. I'm not being a shill Spider-Man stan, and that I give a decent recommendation for somebody that has never seen it. Walking in can just be like, it's a decent, it's a good film. I just wish there were some parts that wasn't in it, but there are. So I got to deal with it and get past that to make an actual legit review. So, yo, my boy JW Djembe, I appreciate hanging out with me today, bro. Not great, but good with a lot of potential for decades to come. Exactly, you said it good right there. My boy DK Bones, what up? AE Predates, I appreciate you coming through and hanging out with us today, man. My bad I didn't see your message until it's too late. I hope I caught you while you're still here. I think the movie was good, right? Yeah, it was good, man. It's just, I wanted it to be more. That's all. That's my biggest problem. I wanted it to be more. I don't know if anybody else came through. If you did, and I just didn't hear you didn't say what's up in the chat. Appreciate you stopping through. And let me know what you think about it after this video. Go in the comments section, say what's up, and let me know your thoughts, all right? GG's, everybody. Have a great Wednesday. Don't forget to go to the Hump Day Chinwag and watch them, because it's Wednesday. So let's get over this Hump Day together. Have a great one. Take it easy. See y'all next time. Peace.